Everyone has been lonely at one point or another in their lives. Bocchi The Rock is a story about a girl that has been socially isolated ever since they were little and never really had any friends growing up. One day she sees a band on TV and thinks that'd be cool and would make her some friends. But within the 3 years of playing guitar, she hasn't even made a single one. Now that she's in high school, she wants that to change, to make friends, and I feel like that's something everyone can relate to at one point in their lives or even currently. The ability to socialize and make friends is one of the most important skills in life. Bocchi The Rock is one of the best representations of social anxiety and the process that it takes to overcome that hurdle. So let me explain to you the premise of Bocchi The Rock and why it's so special to me. Bocchi The Rock is so different in every way possible, from the storytelling to the comedy to the animation. Like, I have never seen an anime that used Blender for a gag. Like, that is just insane. The storytelling of Bocchi The Rock is just peak fiction in all regards. We watch as this girl who completely forgot how to talk at the beginning of the show to performing a banger of a song on stage in front of hundreds of people. We as the viewer gets to see all of the changes and challenges that Bocchi has to go through and overcome. There are two scenes from the anime that I want to talk about today. The first is Bocchi getting her first job, and the second is her first solo life on the street. So let's talk about it. Bocchi The Rock is the epitome of what it is like having social anxiety. Bocchi, our main character, has severe social anxiety to the point where if a person tried to talk to her, she completely forgot how to talk. This exact scenario happened when our best girl, Nichijou, tried to recruit Bocchi to her band. Nichijou was looking for a guitarist as her last one just dipped out, said bye. When she saw Bocchi with the guitar, she just dragged Bocchi to where the band was playing, and it was a place called Starry. Starry is a live house where bands play, so for a little context, to play at a live house, the band would have to pay a fee, basically a certain amount of tickets before being able to play. The bands would have to make it back by selling tickets to their show. If I got this part wrong, put in the comments, I guess. So Bocchi got a job there, even though it was kind of forced by Nichijou and Ryo. Ryo is the other member, also known as the broke bassist. Bocchi is completely against this, as I would too. I remember when I first got a job at a festival and I was so nervous that I just did not eat anything the entire time. But at the same time, I felt like I achieved something at the end. Bocchi went through something similar to this. The night before she had to go into work, she absolutely was trying to get sick any way possible, from taking an ice bath to wearing a swimsuit near the fan. When she got to work, she was nervous out of her mind. She immediately retreated to the only safe place she could think of, the trash can. I guess me and Bocchi have something in common. We both belong in the trash. But the thing is that she was able to get out of the trash can, and she was able to overcome this fear of hers with the help of Nichijou. With the encouragement and some self-pressure, she was able to look in a customer's eye and serve them a drink. She was able to get out of her comfort zone and start to overcome the overwhelming thing called social anxiety. It may have been a small step, but it was a much needed step for Bocchi. Right after work, when everyone was saying bye, she was able to say mata ashita, which means see you tomorrow. She grew the courage to overcome her fears of working and grew to be able to return to the lifehouse without running away. This just shows how important a small step is towards overcoming that barrier of social anxiety. The thing that Bocchi feared throughout the entire episode turned out to be not so bad at the end of the day. So let's talk about the second moment I wanted to talk about, her solo live on the street. Everyone hates to do public presentations. Now imagine instead of a public presentation, it's a piece of art that you put your soul and heart into, and you yourself are not confident in it. Then you're thrown onto the streets to perform for the entire world to see. That would basically be a death sentence for anyone with social anxiety. So this basically happened to Bocchi. She was trying to find people to sell tickets to when a drunk Kikuri stumbled into her life, forever changing it. Bocchi told her story of not having friends to sell tickets to, and Kikuri basically said, if you won't go to the people, let the people come to us, and decided to have a live performance right there and then. Bocchi was just not having it all. She explained to Kikuri that she's afraid and scared, and Kikuri responds with one of the coldest lines out there. Here, let me read it out for you. Quote, "You're not in combat with the people in front of you. Don't get it twisted who your enemies are." End quote. My god, you think she was Thorfinn or something, not some drunk bassist. But as Bocchi and Kikuri performed, Bocchi closed her eyes, fearing about the people watching her, that they were laughing at her performance, when suddenly a girl from the crowd said, "Ganbare," which means you can do it. This disrupted Bocchi's thoughts. It made her open her eyes. She saw what truly was there. People watching her, people enjoying her performance, and most importantly, appreciating her music. There weren't people laughing or making fun of her. This made her realize what Kikuri meant, that the crowd aren't enemies, that the people are only there because they want to be there. This scene is so beautiful as it captures both the thought process of having social anxiety and the overcoming through the encouragement of others and yourself to be brave enough to see what is around you. Whenever I see this scene, it gives me chills, as when when the negative thoughts start to flood Bocchi's mind, a single word was able to break through and let her shine. Bocchi was able to play at her full potential without the overbearing thoughts she had before, and I think that is just beautiful. To conclude this video, Bocchi The Rock is one of the best anime I've ever watched. I've watched this show so many times I couldn't even count. I think the biggest takeaway from this video is to not be afraid of taking that first step in life, despite the fear, despite the anxiety, and despite forgetting how to talk in general. Bocchi was able to take that first step towards conquering her social anxiety. Bocchi always wanted to be in a band for 3 long years, and without that first step to overcome her social anxiety, she wouldn't be able to become the person that she always wanted to be. I think many people can learn from these moments, including myself, that a small step or effort towards something is always worth it. The first step is always the hardest, but it's the most rewarding. So go out there, try to take that first step, and I think that concludes this video. This is Redacted Weeb, and I'll see you in the next video, yo weebs. Also, please subscribe if you made it this far. Love y'all. Mata ashita ne.